coronavirus.
The coronavirus pandemic is impacting all levels of baseball.
It's something I don't think we've ever seen before.
Baseball always bounces back, even through pandemics.
We're a business that isn't a necessary business, but we're a business that's loved.
We're going to do what's right. We're going to put safety first for our fans, for our players.
And it takes everybody on our staff to really kind of help work together as a team.
That everybody's committed to find a way to play baseball, and I think that's an important part of it.
Ken, I know you've been talking with the sponsor a little bit. What's been their feedback? It sounds like they were pretty eager.
They loved it. Yeah, they loved it. I think they're just trying to get their ducks in a row and their folks back to work, and so they'll let us know. I suggested we do it in Scott Riley's office, but they didn't like that idea. So the guy loved it, and he sent it to his marketing partner. So we'll see what they hear back. If nothing else, if they say no, these are the kind of things you talk about when you go for the renewal. It shows that we're at least being forward thinking for them. So let's see what happens. But
it's different, that's for sure. I mean, typically this is the time of year. I got giggles. This is the time of year. This is really the time of year when, baseball season, we're going 100 miles an hour. I mean, we're usually into the second month of the season at this point. So, for us, I mean, this is all new. Gosh, in 21 years in this industry, this is the first time I think I haven't been at a ballpark in April and May. So it's been new, but it's been fun. And I get a chance to spend with these little knuckleheads here. Usually have a good time.
Yeah, we get up. We try to get most of our schoolwork done in the morning, and some mornings are tougher than others. Olivia is in 6th grade. She's pretty self-sufficient. Ella is in 1st grade, needs a little more hand-holding, and Ella and I butt heads sometimes, but we get through it. And it's been fun actually to see her actually learning and picking up on the things that I've been trying to teach her and understanding them.
I think just being together. I mean, this is the time of the year where they don't see Daddy very much. Right. Usually I see them, I give them a kiss before they're up in the morning, and then they're asleep by the time I get back home during baseball season. So for us, it's been great to just spend some time together and
nice.
and work together.
See him, for lunch every day, for breakfast, and he'll take a break and come sit outside with me and watch the kids ride their bikes for a few minutes. And he and I have been taking walks together every day, so it's just nice to be able to spend time with everybody.
Yeah,
I know.
Going and visiting him at work, and I miss the games and the fireworks and I miss the games in general and the whole spirit that's in the RubberDucks. I just love it so much, and I really, really miss it.
Daddy.
Ella, what do you miss?
The giant slide.
The big slide, yes.
The big slide that Ella likes to watch.
What about the giant pretzels at the Game Grill and Bar?
Oh, yummy.
Yeah, I know. Those are their favorites. Well, I think I'm most proud of our staff. I mean, this is difficult. Obviously, we've never been through anything quite like this, and while I think there's been people that have been doing this for a lot longer than we have, there's no playbook. I mean, there really isn't a way to know how to work with this. But I've been so impressed with our staff. I mean, to continue to be connected from home, really working in a different environment. It's really great to see how the productivity's been there, the idea generation's been there, and the communication with our fans, with our key stakeholders have been there. So that to me has been the most rewarding thing. I think 20 years ago when I started in this industry, had something like this happen, I mean, we'd be in a total different game, right? I mean, we would be probably running all over the place. So it's really great to see our staff be able to be nimble enough to be able to work from home and kind of pull that lever and really not miss a beat.
If there was a Fander family Mario Kart tournament, who would win?
Ella.
Come on!
Whoa! Ella, do you have a license? You need to have a license.
Oh! I'm in 2nd place.
Hey, what did you first?
Oh, who just got me?
Who did that?
Is that you, Ella?
No.
Oh, look, I'm in 1st place.
How?
I have no idea.
I'm immune.
Oh, no!
I'm immune to things. I finished.
I mean, hope is hope spring's eternal. I mean, every year at spring training, we think the Indians are going to the World Series, and we haven't won a World Series since 1948. Hope, you think of the Browns. It's been since 1964. So for us, it's hope of getting back to the ballpark. Baseball's played a really kind of unique role in this country when we've had interruptions. You think back to World War II, you think back to even 9/11, and baseball was there to really bring the country back together and really unite us. And I think it's part of the fabric of our society, it's part of the fabric of our being. And without having sports has been really kind of strange. So to me, it's hope. It's hope of getting back to normalcy and getting back to kind of our way of life that we're used to.
Rotated as kind of our advertisements, and then I love this where's Homer, yeah.
So Hefe, did you want to go ahead and sub out that In This Together t-shirt for you?
Yeah, so I can just change the picture to a long sleeve shirt, that's no problem.
We'll talk to you guys soon.
Cool. See you guys.
All right, see you guys.
So I'm mostly a hip hop and rap fan. It's pretty funny. I'm from a really country town, so I feel like everybody just listens to country where I'm from. But yeah, I've always listened to rap and hip hop, and it's just kind of always been kind of my style, and I've always listened to it since I was a kid. I remember having like the Kanye West Graduation album when I was in like early middle school, and honestly, like I feel like I'm just missing that void a little bit in my life. Like I love making people laugh, and seeing our fans every day, and seeing obviously people I work with every day that I'm really close to. So I think I've just kind of been missing that from my life. That baseball gives me something to do, and it's something that I love to do and something I'm passionate about. So whenever I get to be around it, it's not like I'm working. So it's just so different to be stuck at home. I am lactose intolerant, so I always get something obviously without cream and a lot of sugar. So I just drink black coffee. I know there's a lot of people that like that, but yeah, I usually just get like a cold brew and just completely black, and that's how I like it, man. It gets my day going good. Thank you very much.
There you are. You have a great day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm kind of more proud of everybody just coming together. It's kind of really brought our staff together a little bit, even if we're just working from home and just seeing each other on a computer screen. I love everybody that we work with. We have such a great group, so it's kind of cool to see everybody at home, but still working, and we're still connected via a computer or phone screen. So I think that's kind of cool. Some of you have seen me at the games. I'm always rocking a different hat. I actually collect 5950s. I have a whole closet full, but I don't want to really show you guys that, but I'll show you some of the Ducks ones. Got the new Perros Calientes, absolutely fire. The Ugly Duckling going in. The Akron Screamer is one of my favorites, and I usually don't wear this one too much. You got the Canton Akron Indians, has that 90s look with the bill. I think people are going to be really excited to see the RubberDucks back in action, and I think it'll be my part to make sure everybody is excited. So I think that'll be so big when we do get back to baseball.
All right, you guys see that right there?
Oh, that's sweet.
I'm missing the little duck head right here, but like, yeah, it's basically the faux back with the Ugly Duckling. And
no, dude, that's cool. I like that a lot.
Yeah, so
I really like that.
I think people are really gonna like that the purple's back in a kind of a fun way. So I think it'll be really cool.
Just paying tribute to probably the greatest to ever do it, the notorious B.I.G. Biggie Smalls. I get to wear these socks like once every 3 months, and today was the day. So you're welcome.
Yeah, I think it's as easy as a, hey, feel free to use the chat feature as you'd like, but any questions you want answered live will be done through the Q&A portion. And
all right, yeah, Marco, Sam is gathering all that for you. He'll send it over to you so you can see exactly from the user side.
Cool. That's good if you can't see it, because we don't.
Yeah, top right maybe somewhere. There's somewhere to. Yeah, there's no gallery though. Kristen and Jim, whoever speaks, your screen's is going to appear. There's only one screen at a time.
This is Teddy. Teddy, say hi. Hi, Teddy. Teddy's lived here now with us for 2 months. about a year and a half old, and he's gonna have no idea what's going on when we are allowed to go back to work because we have literally been home constantly. Yeah, no, it's very different. You know, trying to get outside as much as possible whenever the weather allows it. I think that's a big part of keeping me sane. And then, you know, just staying busy with the workload. Obviously, ticket sales and digital marketing have been 2 areas of focus. So I do stay busy throughout the day. I do miss seeing everyone's faces at the ballpark. And obviously, this is not where we expected to be. Technically 2 months into baseball season, but I think we're adjusting and we're doing the best we can. I will say I do enjoy having more time in the mornings to get my coffee together and take the dog out on a walk. So there you find the positives. Teddy definitely helps keep me sane in this new normal of working from home. I can go get some fresh air and, if anything, have a conversation with him, and he never yells at me. But there's a Benihana's in walking distance, and that's going to be the first place that I walk him over and we get some food. There's just a lot to do out here, and on a clear day, if you jump out on the road just off our parking lot, you can see downtown Cleveland, which I love because it's going to make tailgating for Browns games a lot easier this year. I think that with a business like ours, there's so many different departments crossing paths that, you know, conversations in the ballpark that would take 10 minutes are now taking an hour because you have to get in touch and make sure it works with everyone's schedule. And that's what I miss the most, is just being able to walk over to Brian Manning in his office in food and beverage and say, Brian, I got this crazy idea of a ticket package and I want to throw food in, and what can we do? And we just have this moment in his office where we put this thing together and we unroll it to our fans, and that's what's missing. I think this has been a great time for everyone to really just kind of reflect on their personal life and what makes them happy, and this has been my outlet. So thanks, Teddy, as you pee on that bush. Especially on the sales side, it's a new challenge. It's a new conversation. You don't know what the day is going to throw at you. And just having that attitude of we are going to get back to this. We're going to get back in the ballpark, and we're going to get back to doing what we love and what we're great at. But until we can do that safely, we have to be resilient. We have to keep working, and we're going to put together every possible plan that can potentially happen, and we're going to be ready for it.
We came up with this title, Quack In Action, and we want it to be a reoccurring series, one that kind of happens and documents the time that we're going through right now. Scott, would you be able to come up with, you're an art wizard, would you be able to come up with some a logo and to kind of highlight this thing?
Yeah. Do you know what you guys were thinking? Like, did you have any style in mind or anything like specific you were looking for?
I would love to see it have a ballpark theme to it, and I think the title's great, and I think you just work off that.
When somebody needs a logo or something, I'll just kind of sketch quickly, like all the ideas, anything, just kind of freely. Eventually, hopefully, you'll have just some sort of accidental, like, breakthrough kind of moment, and that's always cool. Sometimes it doesn't always happen, and you have to kind of force yourself to go a different direction or whatever, but somewhere in there will be a good idea that you can kind of expand on, and that's where we'll take it into the computer. We've got our sketches airdropped over here, and then we'll just pull them into Illustrator and just got our layout. I kind of like that font, but I don't really like the way this space kind of goes. Maybe it goes this way. That's this the same. And we talked about putting the word inside of here. So let's see how that's gonna, maybe that works, maybe it doesn't. I don't know, we'll group that. Graphic design and stuff is art. It's really about communicating ideas and information, you know, as opposed to like a fine art of painting or drawing or something like that. Like inverted, could be white, could be black. Try it on a different color. Make sure everything stays
legible and looks cool. Alright, so here we have like a screenshot of Chef, and we'll just take this logo with the shadow and see if this is going to work. And placed it in there and roughly kind of put it like that in the corner, which I think looks kind of cool. It's kind of like, it has, you got the logo in the corner, but we're going to be able to see it all the time because it's got this sort of thing in the lower third here, this shadow behind it that makes it stand out. We'll experiment with it, but I think we have enough right here to send off to the rest of the digital team, see what they think. Again, you don't want to spend too much time hammering on an idea if nobody else is into it, or if we want to go a different direction. So I want to get some feedback from them before I really tighten everything up and make the final version. Devo bobblehead, my favorite bobblehead that we've ever done. Cameras, some design books, which I probably have never read because everything's on the internet. Awesome. This is October 7th, 1997, so it would have been October 6th. Indians beat the Yankees in the playoffs. I was at that game. My dad took me to that game, so I had like the ticket framed and the newspaper from the next day, which is super cool. This is Kitty. Kitty's old. Kitty is probably 20. I don't know. She's super old, but she's cool. It's like most of the major league set here. Lindor. This Francisco Lindor and Garden Gnome. Amazing. Lunchbox. This was a cool project to work on. I think this was probably 2016, 17. I don't remember, but it's always cool to work on projects that are like unique, like products that become like physical. You can hold it in your hands, kind of things. I always like doing stuff like that because a lot of the stuff that we do is just like web-based or on TV or on the video board or something like that. But actually getting to hold something when after you've designed it is really cool. I wasn't going to be a professional baseball player. I wanted to work for a baseball team and lucky enough to do that, but without the baseball, it's been weird. So it's what we work really hard for in the off season, and to not have that is, disappointing and frustrating. So we're all hopeful that we can get back to normal, and we will. It's just matter of time. But yeah, I mean, everything about it is the sooner the better.